While all eyes are on Ethan Nwaneri, another young Arsenal prodigy will have the perfect opportunity to impress Mikel Arteta in the upcoming English League Cup match. Simultaneously, the club is evaluating the next steps regarding Thomas Partey's contract situation. The question remains, will he still be let go? Additionally, Arsenal is closely watching the potential January exit of another player, especially after a recent and concerning rejection from Liverpool. Stay with me until the end of the video to check out the latest Arsenal news straight from the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're as passionate about Arsenal as we are, don't waste any time and subscribe to our channel right now to stay updated on everything happening with the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's dive into today's top news. Arsenal is back in EFL Cup action this Wednesday night, set to face Preston North End in an away match. After defeating Bolton Wanderers at the Emirates in the last round, Arteta's team now heads into the fourth round against the Championship side. That Bolton game was especially memorable for several young academy players who got the chance to make their first team debuts. Among them was 17-year-old Ethan Nwaneri, who had a standout night, scoring twice in his full senior debut for Arsenal. It was a huge moment for him, and he'll be looking to bring that same energy and performance level when they take on Preston. If Nwaneri gets the nod to start against Preston, all eyes will definitely be on him. But he's not the only Hale End talent looking to make an impression. Given the current injury situation that Mikel Arteta is navigating, there might be a chance for 19-year-old Maldini Kukuri to step in. The manager has already put his trust in the young center back, having included him on the bench for both Premier League and Champions League matches this season. So it'll be interesting to see if Kukuri gets a chance to shine as well. Arsenal Academy expert George Bird has labeled Maldini Kukuri as a no-nonsense center back known for making some serious crunching challenges. This gives a good idea of what Preston can expect when they face him. Sitting in 16th place in the championship, Preston could provide the ideal challenge for the young defender. If he gets the opportunity to play, it'll be a rare chance for him to show Mikel Arteta what he can do at the senior level. It's an exciting moment for Kukuri to prove himself on a bigger stage. The manager might be looking to give some fringe players a run out, not just to rotate the squad, but also to help manage Arsenal's ongoing injury issues. In the recent match against Liverpool, Arteta ended up missing several key players, including Gabriel Magalhaes, Ricardo Calafiori, and Jurrien Timber. While Timber's exit was due to cramping, the manager might take extra precautions this week, especially with a crucial Premier League match against Newcastle coming up. Gabriel and Calafiori are also likely to be sidelined, adding to the list of absentees. Long-term injuries to Takahiro Tomiyasu and Kieran Tierney mean Arteta could be down to just 5 defenders for the game against Preston. This situation raises concerns for the Gunners, but it opens up a golden opportunity for young players like Kukuri, who might find themselves starting in central defense. It's a big chance for him to step up and make an impact. What Arsenal now plan to do with Thomas Partey's contract situation after strong start to season. Arsenal's Thomas Partey has kicked off this season with what's shaping up to be his best performance in any of his 5 years in North London. In Arsenal's match against Liverpool, Partey showcased his versatility by stepping into an unfamiliar right-back role, filling in for William Saliba. This switch allowed Ben White to slide over to the right centre-back spot. Despite it being out of his usual position, Partey shined, proving Arteta's faith in his adaptability and skill. At 31, Partey's been given this unexpected position that Arteta has toyed with for a while, envisioning the Ghanaian midfielder as a solid right-back option. After the game, which ended in a 2-2 draw, Liverpool's Virgil van Dijk had a peculiar remark about Partey, though it was a strong night overall for the Arsenal player. With Partey's contract coming up for renewal in the summer and his recent streak of good health, Arteta and Edu face a tough call on his future in the squad. Arsenal could be preparing a 2-year contract extension for Thomas Partey. That said, sources from Arsenal insiders suggest that the club is eager to keep Thomas Partey around for the long haul. His selection for the match against Liverpool really highlights the trust Arteta has in him, and it's clear that the club genuinely values what he brings to the team. In the past, Partey's fitness issues have raised some eyebrows, leading many to speculate that he might be on his way out when his contract expires. However, it seems Arsenal is seriously considering a 2-year extension, possibly with an option for another year as they plan for the future. Interestingly, it looks like there's a better chance of Partey sticking around compared to Jorginho next summer, even though it seems unlikely that either player will make a move this January. On Partey's end, he's pretty content living in London, despite some interest coming from clubs in Italy. This past summer, Arsenal took another shot at signing Martin Zubimendi, who used to play alongside Mikel Arteta and has been on their radar for quite some time. Zubimendi is your quintessential number 6, a player who could seamlessly anchor Arsenal's midfield much like Partey or Declan Rice do. Honestly, it's still up in the air how Arsenal plans to reshape their midfield in the future. It seems like Arteta hasn't fully settled on that decision yet. As we've pointed out, if Zubimendi were to join the ranks in North London, Jorginho might be the one who gets the boot. However, right now, all this talk about bringing in a new midfielder is still largely just chatter and speculation. How Arsenal feel about Alexander Zinchenko leaving the club in January after worrying Liverpool's snub. Alexander Zinchenko must have been feeling pretty frustrated sitting on the Arsenal bench during the Gunners' 2-2 draw with Liverpool last weekend. With him fit and ready to go, it made sense for Jurrien Timber to take the left-back spot, especially since Zinchenko has had a tough time facing off against Mohamed Salah in the past. There's no shame in being behind Timber in the lineup, but when Timber was subbed off, you can bet Zinchenko was likely fuming. Instead of bringing him on, Mikel Arteta opted for Miles Lewis-Skelly, an 18-year-old who's bursting with potential but lacks the experience that comes with more seasoned players. Ian Wright has even chimed in, urging for Lewis-Skelly to get more playing time, which adds to the feeling that Zinchenko's future at Arsenal might be uncertain. That said, sources from Arsenal insiders suggest there's a chance the club might be willing to let Zinchenko go if the right offer comes in this January. He was up for grabs during the summer, but Arsenal didn't receive any offers that met their expectations. Now, it looks like they could be open to losing Zinchenko halfway through the season. The situation also heavily hinges on what happens with Jakub Kiwior, who's expressed a desire to leave the club. However, it's pretty unlikely that both players would depart in January. Arsenal seems more inclined to part ways with Zinchenko, possibly because Kiwior offers more versatility along the back line. As for Lewis-Skelly, he's been solid every time he's worn the Arsenal kit, making it tough to argue against Arteta's choice to go with the young talent over the experienced Zinchenko. Alongside Ethan Nwaneri, Arsenal fans are definitely hoping to hear Lewis-Skelly's name echoing around the Emirates Stadium for years to come. However, realistically, it's tough to envision either Kiwior or Zinchenko still being part of the squad when the next season rolls around. If both were to exit, Arteta and Edu would likely need to find a new left-sided center back, which might explain the club's interest in Vitor Reis. While Arsenal's squad is certainly looking much stronger than it did at this time last year, there's still a lot of tweaking that needs to happen moving forward. And who knows, they might even make some moves in January to further bolster the team. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.